Meghan Markle's desperate cut-price Christmas and bizarre new movie deal announcement as the real royals gather for their private Christmas without disgraceful Andrew or Harry to ruin the party. But of course, because it was this lovely day for the royal clan, and actually this was the first time that William and Catherine had been at Charles's lunch at Buckingham Palace for a good few years, good couple of years, I think, Meghan just knew that she had to crash the party. But the way that she is able to crash the party, P-Dina, is now becoming, our YouTube sensation who joins me now, is becoming increasingly desperate. So there were two things that she did. Firstly, trying to claim that her jam broke the internet. It most certainly didn't. What this is actually about is the fact that she needs money. And as the Royal News Network said, it seems like some panic is setting in as Meghan is starting to rely on rather preposterous claims in order to sell her wares. Apparently, according to the food connoisseurs from fashion magazine Elle, her orange marmalade is the jam that broke the internet. It's not. Meghan just can't stock correctly and oversold the initial batch, which she's now offering for free with a $70 plus order. And why are we still talking about jam? Meghan, you sell spread. Orange marmalade is technically a spread that acts like jam, but the rest are all spread. It's crazy that people buy a product from a woman who can't even properly identify what she's selling. And then just as the royal pictures started to drop, Meghan decided to PR her latest failed move in Hollywood. This one, particularly bizarre, an announcement given to the Hollywood trade press magazine Deadline that Tracy Oliver is adapting the Wedding Date novel by Jasmine Guillory for Netflix, and that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are among the producers for Archewell. Now, the Wedding Date sees a chance elevator encounter on the part of a career-driven political strategist lead to posing as a stranger's wedding date. While the strategist had stopped believing in romance, she discovers that love has a way of showing up when you least expect it. So, absolutely no reason for Harry and Meghan to be involved in this. Harry and Meghan, who, by the way, have never produced a successful film, never produced a successful adaptation of a book, and I don't think help get anything on air, as the track record over their 4-year Netflix deal proves. But P-Dina, to me, this very much looked like another desperate paid PR move. Let's try and look like we're successful, even though we haven't received this invite to the big royal Christmas lunch, attended, of course, and this is what they're going to struggle with, by Catherine, William, and their children, the first time in a long time, and that's going to hurt Harry, you know.
As the royal family comes together once more for their usual Christmas festivities at Buckingham Palace, eyes aren't just on who shows up, but also on what's happening behind the scenes. Even though the palace presents a united image, growing chatter online hints that issues around Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are back in the spotlight. Tonight, Dan is joined by royal expert P-Dina to break down what's being discussed, what's speculation, and what it could mean for the monarchy's future, only here on FameX.
Yeah, he's watching his family all get together and seeing how his own children are not going to be a part of these traditions that he himself had a great time. I think Harry was someone that really enjoyed this time together with family. And when you can't share that with your children and to show them how you grew up and meeting his cousins, this has to hurt Harry. And then to watch your wife be so invested in trying to sell jam and whatever, like this spread that she's got, like trying to make people think it is such a high selling product, when that becomes more important than just living your life and showing your way you grew up to your own family. Like the importance of Harry's life evolves around Meghan's products. When you think about it, that is what is important to Meghan. She doesn't have relations with her own family. Harry doesn't now as well. So their lives are revolving around the superficial money making, PR, trying to help their brand, essentially money making. And it's not about what is really important at this time and the values you're trying to instill in your own children and being with loved ones and reminiscing on your life when you were younger, Harry, passing that on to your own children. That is what is important to Harry. But now we can see he can only watch it from afar, and his children will never have this experience. It must really cut to him deeply seeing these photos, watching what is happening, and his family's missing out on it. It can't be good for him, I don't think.
And of course, P-Dina, they really want to make us all feel sorry for them for not receiving an invite after all of these lies over the past few weeks that the contact with Charles is back on and they're chatting. And indeed, the King's team have just dismissed all of it now as laughable. I was reporting that it was totally laughable because what the royal family could not forgive, P-Dina, was the fact that Charles did agree to that face-to-face meeting, and then immediately Harry and Meghan decided to blast every single detail from it, much of it exaggerated, by the way, much of it designed to look as if Charles is much more fond of his son and daughter-in-law than he really is after their despicable behaviour from the past few years. And now they just look stupid, right? Because Charles's team are like, what? No, they ain't speaking. This is laughable.
Yeah, I think it's just something that really reinforces why you have to keep your distance, why you can't have an association with this couple, because Meghan is going to always be the one to just throw out lies, try to make up things, try to interject her narrative into your narrative. It just is something that you can't move forward. Harry can't even get his life to a place that gives him some kind of almost comfort or to validate him. He is a lost soul with everything. And Meghan is just swirling around doing what she does best. And it just must be for the royals. They're probably so happy to be so far away from Meghan and what she is doing, because just look at the damage she's doing, not even being in the UK, right? This woman cannot be trusted. She is a nightmare. And they're just moving on with their lives as best they can, right? Seeing these articles. I mean, what can you do? What can you do, Dan? I mean, it's just terrible what she does.
Well, it really is. And P-Dina, the gloves are off now between Samantha Markle and Meghan. I mean, I think there was a period, well, I know there was a period of hope from the Markle family that Meghan was actually going to do the right thing and be decent. And they wanted to have the path clear for a reconciliation with their father. Not that they believed that in the end it would actually help him, because they know what a twisted human being Meghan is, but because they knew that it was his dying wish. But after the way that Meghan has treated her dad this week, as I say, it's no wonder that Samantha and Thomas Jr. just say, no. Hell no. You know, the gloves are now off because, of course, not only did Meghan insist on secretly filming her father in that hospital in the Philippines, which, by the way, as far as I'm aware, Samantha Markle and Thomas Markle Jr. did not give their approval to. Not only that, the letter was then delivered, and it was a really despicable takedown. It wasn't any type of closure or anything positive. It was an attack on Thomas Markle, who had just lost his leg. So as I say, Samantha Markle has had enough. She says this is the moral of the story, and she's been busy on AI, P-Dina, and I think you will be very amused. This is what Samantha Markle reckons happened in that hospital room. Watch.
Look at your life, Meghan Scrooge.
Oh my God, that's so good. Can we just take one more look at them? Because I think that's so good. Let's just watch again.
Look at your life, Meghan Scrooge.
While the senior royals get ready for this season full of tradition, people have noticed a clear difference in tone coming from the U.S. Experts say the Sussexes' public statements seem more reactive, with some critics saying it seems less about joy and more about frustration. This doesn't prove any wrongdoing, but it has certainly stirred conversation. For fair and thoughtful royal discussion, watch this video and join the talk here on FameX.
See what you can do on the internet right now, but quite extraordinary when you think that's Meghan's own sister and her take on the events of what happened in hospital with her father. And by the way, before anyone tries to say that there are any issues between Samantha and her father, there are not, P-Dina. She has been in constant contact with her father this week. She's very excited about his future. She's heartened that he's getting stronger. She just can't be there because of her own illness and the fact that she's in a wheelchair. And actually, she's doing everything possible to get her father back to America, something that Meghan could obviously make happen just like that if she had any plans to.
Absolutely. Yeah, I just love Samantha's humor. I think it's like what you have to do. It's just so tragic, everything that has happened with the family. And even the fact that, well, they say Meghan has written a very harsh letter to her father. I think what's happening here is Meghan is fighting with her siblings. And she's using her father as a pawn to get back at the siblings because she really just does not like them. And she is really abusing, I believe, her father because she's trying to harm her half siblings. That's what I believe. Meghan is in a position now where her father really is trying to let bygones be bygones. And you have to ask yourself the question, why is Meghan not forgiving her father? Why is she not trying to at least do the right thing before the whole world? I mean, it's not like all this is happening behind closed doors. And I think Meghan is just in a position right now where she's just trying to win a fight. She's just trying to show that she is someone that can do what she wants to do and get by her father if she has to, bypass the siblings and their wishes and desires because she knows that her father still has a soft spot for her. And she will continue to abuse him as long as he wants to, unfortunately, still see her. I think it's just, you know how children in general, they are meanest usually to the people that love them the most. That's what we have here. Meghan's father still wants to see Meghan. He still wants to have a relationship with her. And Meghan is just abusing him because, she's just trying to get back at her siblings. And Thomas is trying to just forgive. Let's forgive and forget. And Meghan is just not trying to do that. It's really sad because history will not forget her or forgive her for what she has done to her father.
Absolutely not. And now, P-Dina, we are receiving briefing and counter briefing too about how Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are currently feeling about the UK. Certainly, I think what I can read into their paid PR strategy is at the very least, they want there to be talk about this. They want there to be some hype around the fact, are they coming back? Are they not coming back? It's certainly something they're not dampening down. And indeed, the new reporting from the Daily Express is that Meghan would return to the UK for a Netflix TV special, P-Dina, if the money is right. But then at the same time, other sources briefing to Rob Shuter that she's made it very clear that she's done with the United Kingdom, security or not. Yet those same royal sources, P-Dina, telling Rob Shuter that Harry does want to set up a rival court to Prince William in the UK. One source telling him he's been playing the long game. Harry wants legitimacy. He wants to operate in the UK on his own terms, meetings, charitable work, high-level engagements, without being treated like a guest in his own country. This isn't just about security, it's about creating a separate royal ecosystem. He's building a court, and he's doing it carefully. William has his court, Harry wants his. This isn't about a return to the family, it's about competing with them. And I'm just like, P-Dina, all of this briefing is just so gross, so grim, especially at Christmas time, especially when King Charles is struggling to maintain some sort of authority and some type of order. And of course, we'll come to his big announcement very shortly. But what do you think they're trying to achieve here? That's what I can't work out. Is it literally just throwing shit against the wall at the moment and seeing if anything sticks?
That's what it sounds like. I mean, Harry is not aligned in purpose, as I always say with Meghan. Meghan wants one thing,
So
Harry
true.
wants another. What do you do? I mean, I think they're just trying to figure it out as they go. I don't understand. None of it makes sense. It just, I mean, how do you think you're going to try to set up some kind of royal court competition with the future king? I mean, look, you're the spare. You're always going to be the spare. Get over it. What you going to do? It doesn't make sense, Dan. It just, I think, speaks to what is happening behind closed doors. There is chaos within this marriage. There is no alignment of purpose and goals and even raising these children. This couple is so lost and in a conundrum that they will never get out together. The only way that they can ever get out of what is happening is if Meghan and Harry split their ways and Harry goes and does what he wants to do and she does what she wants to do. But trying to do it together as a married couple that's supposed to be happy, this is what you get. You get this kind of chaos in the press, in the world. So it's a validation for us what's going on with this couple and their marriage. That's what this is. That's why it doesn't make sense.
But then, P-Dina, you do have that big announcement from Charles, which is that he's not in remission from cancer. The reporting that I have done on this is that the cancer is incurable. However, he's obviously had the best treatment. He has been a dream patient, apart from the fact, of course, he hasn't just stayed in bed, but he was never going to do that. You know, he's king. He was never going to do that. But he has significantly cut down his public duties and he has significantly changed his lifestyle. And for the first time, P-Dina, the prognosis is looking more positive than it was, to the point where during the Stand Up to Cancer event on Channel 4 last week, he was able to announce that in 2026, he would be reducing his cancer treatment. So all of a sudden, there's an attempt to try and, I guess, claim back authority. But for Harry and Meghan, they view this as an opportunity to spend more time trying to weasel their way back. Will it work, or do you think Charles is finally putting his foot down here and reclaiming control?